I originally had this video being far longer than I needed to, so I'll save you the history and code deep diving and just try to get to the point before I bore you out of your mind. Now, arenas are a data mine mode first discovered a little while ago, I'd say about 2 seasons ago, from a line of code indicating a UI slot. Now, this means that it would be more of a permanent mode as opposed to an LTM, because this means that it has a position next to the play and ranked leagues on the play menu. But I'm sure you're asking, what are arenas? Now, arenas are skirmish style modes from what I can see, with 2 teams of 3 duking it out in aptly named arenas around any of the maps from Kings Canyon to Olympus. These are localized within points of interest on each map, so you can have an arena in Airbase, in Octane Town Takeover, in Labs, etc. We can find all of the notable points of interest in each arena through parsing the trigger data added to the Kings Canyon map with a Fight Night update. I'll use the Octane Town Takeover as my example. So you've got 2 spawn points at approximately the same distance from the center. Now these are protected by QB bubbles, so there's no immediate combat as you start the match if they are line of sight. There's an airdrop in the middle that encourages you not to just turtle with Watson and Caustic. You'd want to get out there to get the high tier loot in that airdrop. There's also a medbin off to the other side of the arena with big heals, which encourages you to take multiple attack paths. Now in terms of ring, there's 3 stages, closing to what you could consider close quarters, similar to how the old ring did before the change where it closed very slowly from 1 minute 30. Now I'm wondering if this mode will be a best of 3, because the interesting point here is there are ring end locations on each spawn point and one in the center. So you could see a attack, defend, and then a tiebreaker in the middle. I guess the big question is, loot, because loot does form the basis of this game. Well, there's a bunch of placeholder loadouts specified, so you'll probably end up getting a loadout when you start the game, or being able to build one ahead of time, or even bring a selection of them in. It's not very clear at the moment, but loadouts are almost certainly happening. This is also supported by the spawn tables for the loot bins in the map. They notably lack weapons and level 1 armor, so you're almost certainly starting with those. You will, however, be able to grab various pieces of kit to assist you within the arena, namely helmets, throwables, and ammo. Now in terms of recent updates, we've got some audio references for a Party Crasher arena, which uses the Mirage Voyage audio. So there's almost certainly going to be a 3v3 in the boat. It's drawing from the Olympus soundscape, so it's possible that when the arenas are introduced, we have the boat move to Olympus and have it as a sort of LTM to introduce us to the concept before it becomes widespread, like a tutorial. This also ties into the blog post that we got with the 2nd anniversary, which did let us know that there would be ways that move beyond Battle Royale that we could play in the future. Arena mode could totally be what they were talking about. There's also this very interesting string for a status effect called Spawn Killing Detected. Now this will be displayed in a similar fashion to how Bloodhound's Sonar Detected is shown on your screen. And considering a 3v3 single elimination style mode won't really have spawn killing, I'm wondering if there's more of a TDM aspect as well. There are a lot of different varieties they could go with for these arenas. We could also maybe see even a weekly reward structure. There's a set of data structures in the files for weekly tokens and weekly retries and weekly progression in these arenas, which could add a nice dynamic, instead of having only challenges, could even be quite a competitive mode. You wouldn't have to have these massive Battle Royale tournaments, you could have 3v3 tournaments, but that's enough speculation for now. As usual, we'll have to wait for more code to make its way into the game, which I'm certain it will, or an official announcement from Respawn to turn this pile of information I just gave you into anything concrete. I'll put the rest of the winners that I found on Kings Canyon up on the screen so that you can sort of theorycraft how these will play out. This is on the pre-map update 3 map, so pre-season 8, because the triggers were removed in the season